Bernardino for the Northwest Region Championship game. The winner to Williamsport as Salem, Oregon battles Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. There are 8 U.S. regions in Little League. You just saw the New England region decided. This is the Northwest region. 6 states began play here in San Bernardino. Just 2 left. That's Oregon and Idaho. Look at the standings so far coming into this championship game. Oregon undefeated. Idaho's only loss came to Oregon. So this is a rematch from Thursday night's game when Oregon rallied to beat Idaho 8-5. And Oregon's Gavin Price did a little of everything. Started in center field, made a nice diving catch. Then with the bat, went opposite field to clear the bases as that ball went to the fence in the right field corner. And then he eventually wound up on the mound, finished the game as they came back to win. And his catcher, Riley Wilson, was very happy to beat Idaho. Can they do it again? This time, though, for the right to go to Williamsport. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon from San Bernardino, along with 13-year Major League Baseball outfielder David DeLucci. I'm Mark Neely. We've gotten to this point, David. Whoever wins this game, going to Williamsport.
Yeah, that's right. And every baseball player starts the season off with one goal, and that's to go to the World Series. Yep. Both of these teams are on the doorstep. Every pitch, every practice, every sprint goes on that journey. Unfortunately, one team is going home to get ready for school. The other one is going to Williamsport.
Braden Meredith for Idaho has kept his team loose throughout the week. He has shown off his hula hoop skills, but it will be remarkable for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, because this Little League went to Williamsport last year. Now, it's different players and different coaches, but it would be remarkable to go 2 years in a row.
It sure would, and Idaho is breaking out all the stops. I'm not sure where we're going to see a hula hoop on the field, but that is quite an impressive skill set. But both these teams play great defense, and this Oregon team, they don't make many mistakes at all.
Yeah, their pitching has been outstanding. Check out those numbers.
Yeah, no walks. I mean, that is so impressive, and only one wild pitch. They've got a great double play combination up the middle with twin brothers. Don't look for them to make many mistakes whatsoever.
Take a look at the tickets punched. You just saw New England, Barrington, Rhode Island winning. So this is Championship Saturday. 4 have been punched and 4 to go. Right now, let's meet the team from Salem, Oregon.
Manager Travis Price, Sprague Little League.
Joe Hoda, coach.
Mark Moon, coach.
Andrew Moon, and my favorite players are Jelton Simmons.
Gavin Price, and my favorite player is Cody Bellinger.
Riley Wilson, and I hit singles.
Aiden Sale, and my favorite team is Chicago Cubs.
Carson McNally, and my favorite food is watermelon.
Henry Moon, my favorite food is French fries.
Sullivan Puck, my favorite player is Wilson Contreras.
Ray Shrinky, my favorite team is the Minnesota Twins.
Spencer Shortis, favorite coach is Coach Chip Murphy.
Cameron Van Kempen, my favorite player is Mike Trout.
Avery Lorman, shout out to my dad for being the best pitching coach possible.
Tommy Van Bischler, my favorite team is the Chicago Cubs.
Jacob Hoda, and my idol is John Wooden.
That's the Oregon team. They will face on the mound for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Cason Miller.
Cason Miller's got the nickname of Showtime. He's pitching on Showtime today. We're going to see a fastball, curveball. His fastball is going to be 64 to 65 miles an hour, and we have been told he has thrown a knuckleball for a strikeout earlier this season.
Threw one knuckleball in his previous appearance here in San Bernardino. Skies are clear. 88 degrees at this time of the year. It's like a cold front came through here. It's absolutely nice. Normally it's the century mark or higher. So we'll take this weather. It's very nice here in the Inland Empire, about an hour's drive east of Los Angeles. Great look at Al Houghton Stadium. Let's bring you in as Riley Wilson at the plate. Northwest Region Championship, the winner to Williamsport. And off we go. Ball 1 to Riley Wilson. We saw just a few moments ago Riley Wilson, who's the catcher, his reaction after they beat Idaho for the first time, and that was priceless. He was fired up. 2 balls, no strikes.
2 balls, no strikes.
Riley Wilson, one of the 11-year-olds. There are 4 11-year-olds on the Oregon team. Each of these teams has 13 players. On the Idaho side, all the players are 12-year-olds, 9 12-year-olds for Oregon. 4 11-year-olds, including Wilson. And a 4-pitch walk to begin the game for Sprague Little League, trying to become the first team from Sprague Little League to make it to Williamsport from Salem, Oregon, the second largest city south of Portland, and it's the state capital, and it's also known as the Cherry City. State of Oregon has 6 Little League World Series appearances. The last came 3 years ago in 2016 for Bend North Little League. Strike to Henry Moon. Henry and his twin brother Andrew on this team. In fact, Andrew's waiting on deck. Slap foul, 0-2.
There you go. Yeah, we mentioned earlier, both these guys are up the middle. One is at shortstop, the other brother's at second base. Very solid defenders, but both of these guys have proven that they can handle the bats really well.
No balls, 2 strikes. Play.
Moon, a liner right back to the pitcher, Miller, who caught it, stumbled back a little bit, but still had the presence of mind to check first base, but Riley Wilson did not stray too far.
Showtime, showing some quick reaction time. How about this? Nice job. After you release the ball as a pitcher, you become a defender. And you've got to field that position cleanly. That's Greg Maddox-like right there. Good base running. Be able to get back on first base without getting doubled up. Nice job, Riley Wilson.
Slow roller up the third base side is foul. Yet not only did Greg Maddox stick it to teams in so many ways pitching, but he won a bunch of gold gloves as well.
Yeah, he sure did. Double threat on the mound. Actually, triple threat because he could swing the bat pretty good.
No balls, 1 strike.
Well, from Henry Moon to his twin brother Andrew Moon.
Time.
Andrew, for the record, is 1 minute older
Wait for me.
than his brother. Enjoys math and also enjoys a good cheeseburger, his favorite food. To the right side, the second baseman, Lars Basler, unable to come up with it, and the lead runner, Riley Wilson, chugging for third. They've got the runner hung up off of first, but able to get back is Moon. A lot going on that play, but the end result is first and third with only 1 out.
Yeah, we're going to see, look, you know, the temperature may be 88 degrees, but it's been warm all week, and we're going to see a very fast infield. Seen a lot of high choppers so far this regionals, and that's just another example right there. Basler's been very good on the backhand. That time that was a ball that just squirted by him. Very difficult play for second baseman.
Charged as an error, so they're at the corners for Gavin Price, the cleanup batter. We had a good day with the bat against Idaho. These teams played on Thursday. The price has been right for Oregon. Gavin takes down low, 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes. Time.
Time requested as the catcher, Travis Ostrowski, had to adjust some of the catcher's equipment.
2 balls, no strikes. What?
In at the knees, 2-1. Gavin Price mobs Larissa. Well, Miller fell behind Price. Now he's gotten it back to 2-2.
Yeah, that was definitely a hitter's count. He did a good job throwing that fastball down and in to try to speed up the bat. Then he came back with an off-speed pitch.
So full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Runners at first and third, 1 out. Fouled back by Gavin Price. Gavin's nickname or initials, GHP. His middle name is Honor. Perhaps Mom Larissa's the one who gave him that unique middle name. His teammates call him GHP. Kason Miller fell behind 2-0. Count went full, and he gets a big out, striking out Gavin Price.
Nice pitch sequence. Once again, we saw a fastball that set that curveball up. What I mean by that is the fastball at times will get the hitter to try to swing earlier. And as you start that swing, if that ball is a breaking pitch and it's much slower, it's hard to hold up and get good contact.
Ball one's up high to Spencer Shortis, the Oregon third baseman. His teammates call him Scoot. Spencer Shortis has his career goal of being a professional bass fisherman. Perhaps Dad Will does more than fish. I think he works out quite a bit.
Tell you what, if he sets a hook on a bass, he's going to rip the lips off.
That's on the ground is short. Zach Bell to second, and the fourth's out ends the inning. Well, a threat by Oregon. They do not score. When we come back for the bottom of the first, we'll meet the team from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
We're going to hit! Yeah! We're going to fill! Yeah! We're going to win! Yeah! Coeur d'Alene on 3! 1, 2, 3, Coeur d'Alene!
Oregon did not score in the top half of the first as we go to the bottom half of inning one from San Bernardino. The Northwest Championship game, the winner to Williamsport. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the home of Coeur d'Alene Little League. The city of Coeur d'Alene, near the Washington border, just 30 miles east of Spokane. It is the largest city in the Idaho Panhandle. Also, you could call it the Lake City. And let's meet the coaches and players from Coeur d'Alene Little League of Idaho.
Robin Franklin, manager, Coeur d'Alene Little League.
Thor Basler, coach.
Tony Voorhees, coach.
I'm Zach Bell. My favorite baseball player is Alex Bregman.
I'm Brandon Meredith, and I play the oboe in my school band.
My name is Jason Ross. My favorite player is Alex Bregman.
My name's Owen Mangini. My favorite baseball player is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Tyler Voorhees, favorite baseball player, Adley Rutschman.
Hudson Kramer, favorite player, Kyle Seager.
Owen Field, my favorite food is bacon.
Kyle Johnson, favorite baseball team is San Francisco Giants.
Mark Kolacek, favorite baseball team, Atlanta Braves.
Kason Miller, favorite baseball player, Robinson Cano.
Tanner Franklin, favorite baseball player is Mike Trout.
Lars Basler, my favorite baseball player is George Springer.
Travis Ostrowski, my favorite baseball team is the Seattle Mariners.
The team from Idaho facing on the mound for Oregon, Avery Lorman.
Yeah, and we had mentioned earlier, this is an Oregon team that pounds the strike zone. They do not walk any players, especially in this last meeting that they both had. There were no walks issued, so look for him to get on that strike zone, try to get ahead early with this fastball.
1-1 to Jason Ross. Jason Ross has been outstanding with the bat. Flash, as he's known. 6 for 11, 4 RBIs, and a couple of walks. He's been one of the toughest outs, and that's just barely foul past third as Spencer Shortis gave it a diving effort. Even had he gotten to it, would have been foul, but a good effort nonetheless. 1-1 count on Jason Ross.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Has certainly been the igniter at the top of the order for Idaho. Check swing, he laid off. He's the fastest player on their team and also a great center fielder. The Rosses, Robert and Lisa.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Full count. And as David just mentioned, the Oregon pitching is not allowed a walk. Jason Ross, though, one that can certainly work the count and has so. 3-2. Whacked on a soft line or a low liner to Henry Moon, the second baseman, who caught that about knee high.
Good catch. That's not an easy play right there. There's a lot of top spin on that ball. Shows the concentration that Moon had. Haul that ball in, keep it up off of the dirt.
Second baseman Lars Basler gets jammed, fouls it back.
There you go.
Lars' nickname is Mookie. It was not given to him by the team. He said, yeah, my dad gave me that nickname. His dad, Thor, is a coach on this team. Out to short left, Cameron Van Kimpen, and it drops in between him and Andrew Moon. A little Texas League base hit for Lars Basler.
Perfectly placed hit right here. I don't think you could have picked this ball up and thrown it in a better position. Shortstop's going out there. Left fielder coming in. Both players going hard. No chance to make that play.
Inside corner strike to Travis Ustrowski. Where's number 99?
No balls, 2 strikes.
Lorman has the one he wants. Fouled off. This pitcher, Avery Lorman, when we chatted with him a couple of days ago, we mentioned his nickname is Rooster. And I said, where did you get that nickname? What's the significance? And he said, they call me Rooster because I have a tendency to wake up too early. And perhaps annoy others in the house by waking up so early.
There you go. Pitcher. Pitcher.
We had an opportunity early on in the tournament. You took me around and showed me the bunking quarters that these teams stay in. What a great setup right here. Little League takes care of them. They feed them. They house them. There's entertainment. There's a pool. But if you're the guy that gets up early and the rest of your team is in the same room, there's not a whole lot of fans of you at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Ball at 2 strikes to Ustrowski. Up the middle. Henry Moon. Close. Safe. Moon was able to regather it and fire it to his brother Andrew. But Basler got in safely. It is scored as a base hit.
Yeah, I think this is another example how quick this infield is playing today. Moon, much like Basler, very sure-handed. That ball gets up on him. I think it just another example of a player trying to make the play before the ball is actually in his mitt.
Strike one floats in to the pitcher for Idaho, Kason Miller. Fan of the Seahawks and Russell Wilson.
Ball.
Kason Miller on the left, his adoptive parents, Dad David, Mom Brooke. There on the right is his birth mother, Vanessa, who is here. Families get along well, and they're all part of Kason's life.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Kason has performed well here. 3 RBIs in this tournament. Shoots it foul. Getting a chance to try to pitch his team to Williamsport.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Play. Ball.
Full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Towards short, Andrew Moon finds his brother for an out there, and the relay by Henry not in time, but they do get Ustrowski. And Idaho has runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Outstanding play by Andrew Moon. Field that ball, get a strong throw to second base to his brother, get that sure out. You see right here, it all starts fielding this ball in and then releasing it quickly. Nice job. Perfectly thrown ball. And Miller was flying down that first baseline. No chance to double him off.
Right in on the hands of Kyle Johnson, the runner from first. Miller in a pickle. They're trying to get the run home from third, and that strategy is going to work as Basler crosses the plate before Miller is tagged out. So do count the run, and that's a design play we've seen Idaho use earlier in this tournament.
These teams practice this play all year long for a situation like this to get that first run across the board. Outstanding base running. Stay in the pickle as long as you can. Idaho's up 1-0.
Back at San Bernardino, top of the second, the Northwest Regional Championship game. We send the winner of this one to Williamsport and the Little League World Series. Well, Sprague Little League of Salem, Oregon, playing just their third game, but playing to go to Williamsport. They opened up on Monday with a one-run win over Montana, 8-7, and then beat this Idaho team on Thursday, 8-5. Gavin Price, a big part of getting them here to this title game. One nothing Idaho. Cameron Van Kimpen is leading off. Salem, Oregon.
Play.
Cam enjoys art, likes to paint. Also enjoys watching Mike Trout and the Angels.
There we go.
He's done his job on the mound as well in this tournament for Oregon. Playing left field today.
No balls, 2 strikes. Play.
Strike 3 call on the high outside corner. And Miller gets the strikeout. His second for out number 1.
That's nice location, nice sequence in pitching. Miller is able to locate the fastball and that curveball. So these hitters right now for Oregon are guessing. And when you guess, the results are not very good.
Ball, ready to go.
You're going to ask for the appeal.
Ready to go.
And the first base umpire, David Lewis, says he did offer at that pitch.
No balls, 1 strike.
He did indeed.
Yes, he did. Nice job of blocking that ball, even though no one is on base. Good blocking skills by Ostrowski. He's been a machine behind home plate all series.
0-2 to Sullivan Puckett. Stays alive. Saw that he likes woodshop as his favorite class in school. He says he's made a shelf and a pencil box.
Hold on. Back out of the box, please. Hold on.
I'm sure Dad Clifford, Bob Michelle,
No balls, 2
Sister
strikes.
Stella expect more out of woodshop at some point. He'll bring something back. Slow roller to first. Kyle Johnson takes it himself. 3 unassisted put out, 2 gone.
And look, here's another thing. Showtime on the mound is able to hit both sides of the plate. Early in the first inning, he was locating his fastball and off-speed pitch on the outside corner. This time he's coming in. So far, this inning, he has thrown 7 pitches, all 7 for strikes.
Ball.
Facing his counterpart, pitcher Avery Lorman. Glad to have you with us from San Bernardino. Northwest Championship game. The winner goes to Williamsport in the Little League World Series.
Ball. What's that? That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Lorman asking where that pitch was,
2 balls.
saying was that
2
low?
balls, no strikes.
Plate umpire Andrew Schoenlein said yes. And a line drive into right, base hit. Owen Field looked like he wanted to come up with that ball quickly and maybe make a throw to first base, but didn't field it cleanly. It's a base hit for Avery Lorman.
Good piece of hitting right here. The fastball up and away. It's a very difficult pitch. You know, that's one of the things that we've seen all series long, all regional long, is the ability of these hitters to keep that barrel above the hands to get to that ball. If you have any type of an uppercut, you're going to swing under that ball, either miss it or hit a pop-up. Outstanding job to shoot that ball to right field.
It's the first hit of the game for Oregon, and now a 2-out chance for Carson McNally. A check swing, another appeal asked for.
Did he go?
This time, no swing. According to 14-year Little League volunteer umpire David Lewis.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ball and a strike to Big Mac.
One ball, 2 strikes. Ball.
Chase the breaking ball, picked up by Ustrowski, who throws to first to complete the strikeout. And Casey Miller works around that 2-out single by Avery Lorman. 1-0 Idaho. Idaho coming up, bottom of the second in the Northwest Regional Championship game. They lead Oregon 1-0. Winner goes to Williamsport for the Little League World Series. Coeur d'Alene Little League trying to send a Little League to Williamsport for the second straight year. And here in Sanborn this year, in Washington a couple of times. He only lost to Oregon. They're trying to avenge that. Got great work for Jason Ross. And Casey Miller on the mound today. Kyle Johnson was batting when Idaho instituted the old pickle play, we'll call it, where they were able to sneak the runner home from third. And the runner from first got in the run down. The Big Country shoots one past Andrew Moon and into left field. That's a base hit for Kyle Johnson.
Hey, call on your backside. Don't wait. Let's go. Come on, Tyler. Hey, I want you in the 2.
Robin Franklin, the manager, Coeur d'Alene Little League of Idaho.
More!
That's to third. No chance for Shortis, who made a diving attempt. Back-to-back hits on back-to-back pitches for Johnson and now Tyler Voorhees.
I like the effort right here. Laying out, trying to get that ball, trying to keep it in the infield.
Owen Mangini looking to jump on the first pitch as well.
We kind of saw this Idaho team break out in yesterday's game. Scored 14 runs against Washington. And a lot of their swings, as you heard Coach Franklin talking today, is jumping on that first pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ball.
A rip and a miss and a strikeout of Mangini for the first out, the bottom of the second. Key strikeout there for Avery Lorman after the first 2 batters reached with hits. There's Zach Bell, Idaho's shortstop. He jumps on the first pitch and drops it into right center. The lead runner, Kyle Johnson, coming around. A little bit of an issue in right center. A run will score to second. Safe there is Bell. And Idaho is added on and leads 2-0.
Ball's hit well by Zach Bell. Does a good job of getting his lower half to the ball. You see the belly button rotating. It's starting the swing.
Ball.
A little bit of a funky hop there in right center field when that ball came down. So it scored a double for Zach Bell and an RBI for him. Now Owen Field with a couple of runners in scoring position. Hits one behind third near the line, and it's going to land foul right in the vicinity of third baseman Spencer Shortest, the shortstop Andrew Moon, and the left fielder Cam Van Kempen.
One ball, one strike. Play.
Owen Field's mom, Jamie, trying to find something to do with her hands right now while her son is at the plate.
One ball, two strikes. Hold on, wait. Wait till I put the ball back into play, okay?
Plate umpire Andrew Schoenlein trying to slow down Lorman there and saying, hey, I need to point at you so the ball's officially back in play before you can start your delivery.
How about that swing, Niels? That's an aggressive swing right there.
Just got under it. Idaho in general being really aggressive here, David.
Yep, they sure are. And look, this not your prototypical 9-hole hitter. Field yesterday was 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, a double and a home run. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Ball.
Turns away from the ball high and tight, 2-2.
And you can see right there, he wanted to get out of the way of that pitch. He wants to hit his way on.
Let's go to drift foul.
Give me 3.
Lead base runner is Tyler Voorhees. You see behind him there at second base,
one out.
Zach Bell.
Don't run into an out right here.
There you go.
3 hits in the inning for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. They've opened up a 2-0 lead, last of the second. It's a 6-inning game. And the winner of this Northwest Region Championship game goes to Williamsport in the Little League World Series. And Lorman elevated there and gets the strikeout at second of the inning.
Time!
Nice pitch. This is that fastball, up in the zone we had talked about. If you got a little loop, as you see right there, you're not going to be able to catch up to it. Unfortunately for the batter, it looks so good out of the pitcher's hand. You see it the whole way. You think you can catch up to it. Nice strikeout pitch. Big strikeout for this Oregon team, especially with 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, Travis Price, manager for Oregon, has come out. It looks like he's going to make a pitching change here. Avery Lorman, 35 pitches. So the limit is 85, so he could have pitched more, but they will make the change. And we'll take a timeout as Gavin Price will take the hill. Today, one of my favorite days of the year, Championship Saturday. 4 have been punched, 4 more, including here in San Bern, the Northwest region, and later we'll have the West Region Championship from here in San Bernardino. But Louisiana, Virginia, Minnesota, and Rhode Island are in. Minnesota and Rhode Island punching their tickets earlier today. Well, it looks like the strategy from Travis Price, the manager of Oregon here, David, is that he was going to start Lorman, and once he went once through the order, he was going to make a change, and he's brought in Gavin Price.
Yep, and you can see immediately after that first pitch right there, the change in the velocity. So you got to believe that had something to do with it. Gavin Price throws very firm in the upper 60s.
To third, up with it Spencer Shortest, and to first he gets a tough out at Jason Ross. And Idaho does pick up a run, but strand a couple in scoring position, but still lead 2-0 at the end of 2. It's tickets to punch, including this one out of the Northwest region. The last one to be punched will also be here in San Bern, as we'll have the West Region Championship between Arizona and Hawaii. Top of the third of this 6-inning game. Top of the order for Oregon. Riley Wilson to third. Fair ball. Down the line and left. Tyler Voorhees grabs it. Headed for second. It's a leadoff double for Riley Wilson.
Riley Wilson does not hesitate. First pitch out of the hand of Miller. He's able to handle it well. He keeps his hands inside of this ball. Allows it to shoot just past Mangini at third base for a leadoff double.
We saw the Idaho batters do a lot of first pitch swinging. Now here's Oregon. Riley Wilson jumped on the first pitch, and Henry Moon takes outside to start his at-bat. First time up, he had a hard line drive right back to the pitcher, Kason Miller. The ball that bounces past Travis Ostrowski will allow Riley Wilson to move up 60 feet to third base. Sprague Little League trying to make it to Williamsport for the first time.
And this is where you got to bear down right here with the runner on third base. We've seen wild pitches so many times affect teams. And in the championship game right here, obviously every single run matters, but you've got to be a brick wall. You've got to block everything behind home plate.
Ostrowski was down already. In case that one found the dirt, but Moon fouled it. Miller got him to chase one down. That ball was caught on the fly by Ostrowski, so no need to throw down to first. You can catch all the excitement from all of the 7 Little League World Series tournaments, including visitor information, as well as scores, stats, video highlights, and a lot more. Visit littleleague.org. Official World Series baseball. Already breaking them out. Guess we'll use them here as well in the regional. Now to brother Andrew Moon. Reached on an error back in the first inning. Grey's Anatomy watcher. Guess he's watching the reruns these days. In the outside corner, Kason Miller. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Infield in. And Miller breaking ball is low.
Ostrowski showed right there. Nice job of getting down low, blocking that ball, saving that runner from scoring from third. There he is again, especially with 2 strikes. You know the pitcher, Kason Miller, he wants to throw the pitch down in the zone. He's trying to get a swing and miss.
3-2 pitch coming to Andrew Moon. A strikeout back-to-back. Well, Miller fans Henry and then his twin brother Andrew. 2 outs.
Look here, Kason Miller is just rearing back and throwing the heater, baby. A little movement on that fastball looked like it sank and went down and in. Andrew Moon couldn't catch up to it.
He's got his work cut out here, though, facing the cleanup batter Gavin Price. Well, Miller won the first battle, striking out Price in the first. The ball had some late movement. Strike 1.
That's what makes it so difficult for a batter right there. You've seen him throw a good fastball by the hitter in front of you, and then he starts you off with an off-speed pitch. He catches you out on your front foot. and then he comes back with gas. I mean, that's just not fair.
He has Price at 0-2.
Ball.
Riley Wilson began the inning with a double, went to third after a wild pitch. Miller struck out Henry Moon, struck out Andrew Moon. And now he strikes out Gavin Price. 6 strikeouts for Kason Miller, who fans 3 to get out of the jam in the third. Well, the last Oregon team to make it to Williamsport was 2016. Ben North Little League. Coeur d'Alene Little League of Idaho went last year to become the second Idaho team to go. They're trying to go back-to-back years. 1999, South Boise Little League was the first Idaho team to make it to Williamsport. Winner of this game goes to Pennsylvania in the Little League World Series. 2-0, Idaho bats bottom of the third.
There you go.
And on the appeal, no swing, they say, for Lars Basler, third base umpire Larry Carver. Lars singled to left and scored in the first inning. To short this time, and Andrew Moon gets the nice hop, throws out Basler. One away for the catcher of Idaho, Travis Ustrowski, to the plate.
Ball. Yeah. Ball.
Breaking ball slipped out of the hand of Gavin Price.
2 balls, no strikes. Ball.
Avery Lorman was the starting pitcher for Oregon. Went once through the order. When the lineup turned over, as soon as it did, Travis Price, the manager for Oregon, came out. Took Gavin Price from center field, put him on the mound. That is the first walk, not only handed out by Gavin Price, but it's the first walk allowed by Oregon pitching in this entire tournament.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. They do not let free passes hurt them.
Ball.
Manager Travis Price and his staff. Mark Moon, Joe Hoda, the coaches.
Ball. 2 balls, no strikes.
2-0 count. Kason Miller, the pitcher for Idaho, at the plate. Swinging at 2-0. Henry Moon makes the pivot, gets the out at second. Andrew Moon's relay late. Kason Miller will now run the bases after a fielder's choice.
Got to go. Got to get out of the box. Even though you didn't get a hit like you want, you still got to hustle. That's the one thing you can control in baseball. Miller does a fantastic job. He's not happy with that at bat, but he's still going to play hard all the way through the bag.
Well, mandatory play. Mandatory for both these teams, obviously. 13 players on each team. To be mandatory play, everybody has to bat at least once if you have 13 or more players on your roster. So Braden Meredith off the bench. The young guy we saw at the top of the show showing off his hula hoop skills.
What?
Just in case you missed it. And just in case you thought the hula hoop was left back in the 1950s. We're in the 21st century still, and Braden has got some moves.
He's got some swivel hips. That's going to help him hitting.
The Meredith family looking on with Mom Julie. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Reed says he'd like to be a veterinarian someday. Hangs in, gets a piece. Julie is a PE teacher. Brother Varick also there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Play.
Ball gets off the glove of Riley Wilson, and scooting down to second is Kason Miller. Wild pitch advances the base runner. Can't lead off at this division of Little League. Can't leave the base until the ball reaches the batter. That's a strikeout of Meredith. And the side retired. We finished off 3 in the Northwest Region Championship game. 2-0 Idaho.
Female athletes are less likely to suffer from loneliness and low self-esteem.
Sports is important for girls in particular because it gives them this wonderful foundation. As a parent of a daughter who's 12 years old, I see in her all the things that I loved about sports. How much she loves her team, how much she loves to exercise. It's a wonderful foundation for life.
Visit projectplay.us to give sports back to kids.
Here in San Bernardino, the Northwest Region Final featuring Idaho and Oregon. The winner to Williamsport in the Little League World Series, and it's Idaho with the 2-0 lead. Oregon comes up in the top of the 4th. They're going to go to the bench for the first time. I hope satisfy mandatory play. And Thomas Van Bischler going to lead off. He's one of the 4 11-year-olds on the Oregon team. Where's number 47? Because he's a fan of Hall of Famer Tom Glavine. Also quite a fisherman.
Ball.
Said he caught his first Chinook salmon when he was just 2 years old. It was a 40-pound salmon. He did confess, okay, I was 2. I got a little help to get it in a boat. Dad Nick, who's a firefighter, helping out.
Time.
This was the first plane trip for Thomas Van Bischler, coming here to Southern California. So he enjoyed that. Will he be making a plane trip to the East Coast? Or will it be back to Oregon? Dad Nick is a firefighter for the Salem Fire Department.
Come on, bud.
Quick visit by the catcher Udrowski and his pitcher. Reason for the delay. They're ready to go, and 3-0 count on Thomas Van Bischler. Taken and a strike.
Tommy's got his game face on, huh? He's such a mellow personality in the interviews, but he is game ready right now.
Ball.
Looks like he got the bat back in time, and it's a 5-pitch walk. And Dad Nick applauds. His son has reached base to begin the 4th inning for Oregon. Brady Strentke's now going to come off the bench.
27.
So Strinke will be the second player of the 4 that need at bats to satisfy mandatory play for Oregon. The Strinke's dad, Tony, and Mom Marty. Kason Miller struck out the final 3 hitters of the 3rd inning. Having a bit of a command issue here, and that has drawn the attention of their pitching coach, Tony Voorhees.
All right, doesn't matter, right? Hey, look small, throw hard. Don't overthrow. Relax, get back in that zone, keep the ball down, okay? Hey, make sure you're staying on target. Really trigger, give him something good to look at. Hey, buddy, this is just another game, all right? Go do it, come on.
Hey, Casey.
Have a lot of fun. Hey, have a lot of fun.
Very appreciative of the coaches that allow us to listen in. How many times have you heard have fun? I mean, we continually hear have fun from these coaches. They do a great job of handling these young players in a positive way, and you don't hear coaches go up there and say, you know, break things down, get your front elbow up, bend your back, get your knee up. They don't say that. I mean, this is not the time to do it during the course of the game. They just come up with short sayings. Aim small, miss small. That's a perfect way of saying get up there, find a zone, pick a spot out on the catcher. It's kind of like playing golf. Unlike me, I just try to hit it in a direction, but the good guys, you know, they pick a spot on the green that they want to hit the ball. And that's what you do when you're pitching. Aim for a small spot in that catcher's mitt and hit your spot. Don't just try to throw it over the plate. Hit your spot.
Nobody out in the Oregon fourth inning. They put the leadoff batter on base for the third time in 4 tries. And Ostrowski trying to catch Van Bischler napping, but he's prepared.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Ostrowski's got a nice arm behind the plate that you have to account for if you're an opponent.
Ball.
Inside ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And the potential tying runs are on base with nobody out in the Oregon fourth inning. Sullivan Puckett is the hitter. So 10 pitches thrown by Case and Miller here in this inning. 8 of those 10, though, have been out of the strike zone. Sullivan Puckett, a Wilson Contreras, and a Cubs fan. Probably not happy, though, that his favorite player is out with a hamstring injury again. Runners are going to try to advance. The throw to third, just getting in is Van Bischler. We told you about the arm of Ostrowski when that ball eluded him momentarily. He made up for it with a strong throw to third.
Great read. Great read by both base runners. They see the ball. They see the angle of the ball going down into the dirt. So they're anticipating that it's going to get past the catcher. And because of that anticipation, it allows them, along with their speed, to make it safely.
A look showed us that the ball hit the plate umpire as well instead of rolling towards the backstop. That allowed Ostrowski to get to the ball quicker. There is replay here at the regional level as well as Williamsport. It looks like they're going to appeal that play at third base, but from what we saw, replays we've seen, David, it looks like Van Bischler did get the foot in.
And our crew, our umpire crew throughout the whole regionals have been phenomenal. This is a crew full of volunteer umpires. They love the game, and they're pretty darn good at making calls.
Larry Carver, the third base umpire, who's been a 17-year Little League volunteer, lives in Arizona.
All right, go. He's safe.
So the call on the field stands. Now, from a team perspective, if you challenge 2 different times and both times are unsuccessful, you don't have another challenge. So that's one that they have used. Van Bischler happy that the call stands and he's safe.
Good base running play for sure. And look, you want to know why this is so important right here. 2 runners in scoring position. Puckett was 4 for 4 in the last outing against Idaho. You've got 2 ducks on the pond right here. You're down by 2. A base hit could possibly tie the game.
Infield shortens up for Idaho. Pitch darts low. Ball gets away. Van Bischler scores. Cam Van Kempen, who came in to run for Strinky, now at third base representing the tying run, and it's 2-1.
Ostrowski couldn't get this ball right here down in the dirt. Looked like it squirted under his glove and may have hit the front of his cleat and shot out toward the fence on the first base side.
3 balls, 1 strike.
So a couple of walks, some issues. Pass ball wild pitch wise. Still nobody out. Lowe's pitch. Called ball 4, and that's the 3rd walk of the inning. Already had a visit from the dugout for Idaho, so if they made another one, they'd have to make a pitching change. Batter is Aiden Sale, who'll bat for the first time. When they made the switch at pitcher, they brought Sale into the game in left field. And he's up batting for the first time today. He hits it down the right field side, foul.
Here we go. Swap him out.
Aiden, a Cubs fan, a Javier Baez fan as well. Like to be an electrical engineer.
4 balls, 1 strike. Play.
Mm.
0-2.
And that's an interesting approach that Sale had at first. He was first pitch swinging. And the reason why it's interesting is because the 3 batters ahead of him got walked. And so you know you have a pitcher on the rope. You hate to swing and foul that ball off or miss it and get behind in the count.
Puts it in play to third. Go to second. High throw. And into right field. I thought initially Mangini may try to come to the plate with Strinky coming home. And everybody's safe. Another run in, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, could have been distracted by the runner going to home, but he just doesn't take his time. Appeared that he was trying to turn 2 right there to release the ball as quickly as possible. Didn't get his feet set properly, and that was the reason he air-mailed that throw. Basler had no chance to get his glove on that ball.
Nice job by Owen Field in right field to back that throw up and prevented any further damage. So the first 4 batters have reached for Oregon in the top of the 4th. This is the Northwest Regional Championship, the winner to Williamsport. Jacob Hoda batting for the first time.
Ball. Come on.
The next pitch for Casey Miller will be his 70th. The pitch limit is 85, so he's starting to get on the north side of the allotted number of pitches. And that runs inside 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
Jacob Hoda wears number 99. 3-0. Pickoff attempt back to first. Sails in safely.
3 balls, no strikes.
To first, off to Minna Johnson, but there to back up is Lars Basler, and they do get an out, the first out of the inning. The runners advance.
Niels, you mentioned it on the play before with Owen Field backing up that throw from Mangini. This right here is another fine example of Basler not giving up on this. Ball is hit sharply to first base. Kyle Johnson does not field the ball, but the second baseman, who was breaking toward the line to back up the first baseman, is able to field it, get the throw off to get an out and save another RBI.
Infield in. Runners at second and third with only one out. Top of the order, Riley Wilson, who has walked and doubled. 2-0, no question the command of Miller
2 balls, no strikes.
has been an issue here in the fourth. He was rolling along through 3. And that's going to be all, it appears, as here comes Tony Voorhees' second visit of the inning.
You all right? Center field. Yeah, Jason in here. Hey, you got one out. All right, no, you're here. All right, hey, work hard. Got runners on second and third right here. Go after these guys, all right? Go right at them. Hey, you're a great pitcher. I want you to put it on him, okay? Go after him. Here we go, guys.
So Ross, who was in center field, comes to the mound, and Casey Miller will go into center. Well, this is just our first of 2 games today here in San Bernardino. This is the Northwest Region Championship. Later tonight, we have the West Region Championship between Arizona and Hawaii. And Arizona had to rally in the bottom of the 6th inning. They were down 2-1. A home run was a no-doubter to tie the game at 2. And then we're able to win it. Nunez base hit right center field. And that brought in the winning run in a remarkable rally and win for Arizona after the Isaiah Moraga home run tied it. Michael Munoz RBI double scored the game winner. An emotional night last night. So Hawaii and Arizona going to play later tonight at 9 Eastern Time at 6 Pacific on ESPN. We were here to call that game last night. That was just a tremendous baseball game. A lot of fun to watch.
I tell you, it was one of the best baseball games I've ever seen at any level. It had it all. It had fantastic pitching, good defensive plays, suspense at the end, and goodness gracious, a monster home run to top it off.
The walk now loads the bases. Just the emotion and a devastating loss, obviously, for Washington, who thought they were a step away and about to get to the West Region Championship, or Northern California, I should say. But wow, Arizona, the fans, the crowd, that whole scene last night, it was quite a scene here at Al Houghton Stadium.
It was electric. It was electric. We got to see one of the harder throwing pitchers. Damian Lorda came in, and he was throwing a fastball in the mid-70s. It was gasoline to shut that door.
That ball gets away, and now Oregon has taken the lead as Sullivan Puckett scores. And it's 3-2 Oregon. They have done all this without a base hit. Nice pick up there by Ostrowski.
2 balls, no strikes.
That's Sale, the runner at third. Wilson at second, and a 2-0 pitch to Henry Moon.
Two balls, 1 strike.
Mother of the Moons. Zach Bell moved from short to pitch here for Idaho. Ross, who was in center, has gone to short, and another walk. The 5th walk of the inning handed out by Idaho pitching. The bases are loaded once again. Still only 1 out. So Casey Miller now in center field. Zach Bell gets the strike call on Andrew Moon. Fouled off the mask of Udrowski. Idaho had a 2-0 lead thanks to a run in the first and a run in the second.
You okay?
But all the free passes, 5 walks in the inning. All 3 batters who walked to begin the inning have come in to score for Oregon to give them the lead.
No balls, 2 strikes. Play.
Moon chops it to second. Basler coming home. And they got the force out there for out number 2. Well, coming up tomorrow, the Sunday Night Baseball crew is at Oracle Park for the series finale between Bryce Harper of the Phillies and Buster Posey and the Giants. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app with baseball tonight's Sunday night countdown. First pitch just after 7 Eastern. SoCal Angel fans, we're about an hour's drive east of L.A. Ground ball deep short, backhanded Jason Ross, and gets the out at second. A huge defensive play for Idaho to get out of the inning with no further damage. Ross, who moved from center field to shortstop after the pitching change. Diamond Jim right there.
How about the range right here? Covering an awful lot of ground, keeps his eye on the ball. Great pick, and fires a strike to get the third out.
Oregon just scored 3 runs in the top of the 4th without the benefit of a hit, and they lead the Northwest Region Championship game 3-2. Going to the home half of the 4th, this Little League Major division. You're seeing mainly 11 and 12-year-olds playing a 6-inning game. The pitching distance is 46 feet. Distance between the bases is 60 feet, 2/3 conventional size of a Major League Baseball field, and there's mandatory play. We always have ice cream as well in Little League, so queue up and get yourself something cold to enjoy on a warm day in Southern California. Here's Idaho up. Tanner Franklin batting. He's come off the bench to satisfy mandatory play. Gavin Price pitching for Oregon.
Balls, 2 strikes.
Came in relief in the 2nd inning. Now pitching with a lead for the first time.
Get up there, Tanner. Get up to the line. Don't give in, kid. Get
Tanner
up on
not
the line.
giving in.
Take it away.
This is Dan
Tanner.
Robin.
Short. Get short to the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. No. Wait till I put the ball back in play, okay? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Play.
Breaky ball from Price, a strikeout to begin the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, real nice. Sharp curve ball. Starts about belt high. Looks like a fastball out of his hand. Tight spinner. And once it starts breaking, it breaks down beneath the knees. Tough pitch to lay off of.
Now Mark Holacek will check in for the first time.
14 for 3.
Ball 1 outside to Mark Holacek. Dream job for Mark. Wants to be an FBI agent. And the primary reason he wants to be, he told us, is because he just enjoys busting doors down.
How about SWAT? You can do that as a SWAT member, too.
He's been hit by the pitch. So hold a check. Reaches with one out. It sounds like he's busted a few doors down previously. Wants to make a career out of it.
What's that? What was that, Coach?
One more player to get in for mandatory play for Idaho. That is Hudson Kramer. And Hudson Kramer will be the next batter. So Idaho manager Robin Franklin taking care of mandatory play here in the 4th inning for Idaho.
Yep, you saw 4 substitutions being made in the top of the inning by Oregon as well. And the umpires come out in the top of the 4th, and they remind both coaches that there is mandatory play and you've got to get your players involved in the ball game.
Sisters Lily and Dahlia actually sang the national anthem here prior to an earlier game involving Idaho. Younger sisters of Hudson Kramer was at the plate here.
2 balls, no strikes. Time.
Let's take you back a couple of days when Lily and Dahlia sang the national anthem. And they did a great job. Got high fives. There's April Bieletter, who's the tournament director here in San Bernardino for Little League, giving them the high fives. Now they don't have to worry about singing the anthem. They've got the face paint going and cheering on their brother Hudson. Here is Huddy. 2 ball, no strike count. Nice bunt. This is going to be a tough play, and it's thrown away by Gavin Price. Holacek rounded third. He's going to try to score. Puckett makes a throw into second, and we are tied at 3. Terrific bunt by Hudson Kramer, much to the delight of his twin 9-year-old sisters. A bunt hit and a throwing error.
It shows you the importance of bunting. It's a lost art. And I believe that's the first successful sacrifice bunt that we've seen this regional. And the result, not only did he move the runner over, but the runner was able to score on the errant throw. Holacek never checked up at third base. He was full speed all the way till he crossed the plate.
9th spot in the order for Idaho and Owen Field. It's a nice lift for Idaho, David. They had just given up the lead with Oregon scoring 3 in the top of the 4th, knowing they need to satisfy mandatory play, and they get some nice at-bats from the kids they brought off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams are very secure with their bench. In the interviews, all of the coaches talked about every single player on their team. They feel confident they can go up to the plate and get a hit. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter if they start or they come off. That's a very difficult role to come off of the bench and try to get loose as quick as you can and face a pitcher that's throwing gas.
Owen Field sends it foul.
But to go back to that bunt, you know, that's something a lot of young players just do not want to practice. It takes a lot of repetition, and when you're asked to do it, it's usually in a situation where the game is on the line.
Well, from what I see watching Major League Baseball, there's a lot of Major League Baseball players who don't like to practice bunting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Very true. The game is steadily changing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, at that level, I guess the philosophy is why bunt to move a runner over when you can hit it out of the park and get a 2 or 3 run home run, but it doesn't happen as much at this level.
Still at 0-2 count on Owen Field, who's battling Gavin Price here. Northwest Regional Championship game, the winner to Williamsport. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here next.
on, bud. Let's go. Let's go. Don't give in. Don't give in. Stay tall.
Great stab by Riley Wilson, the catcher, to prevent the runner from advancing. Ninth pitch of the at-bat. That ball checks up. It's a fair ball, and Price underhands to Carson McNally. Does advance Kramer down to second. 2 outs. Top of the order, Jason Ross. On the ground is short. Andrew Moon plants, throws, close, out. Very close play, but Idaho gets a run. They tie it 3-3 after 4. This Northwest Region Championship game, Idaho led 2-0 into the top of the 4th, but they had some miscues that helped Oregon get back in the game. There were 5 walks, throwing error from third base. And Oregon scored 3 times. Wild pitches were an issue as well. But then Idaho came back in the bottom of the inning to tie it. That impressive bunt by Hudson Kramer. And the throw got away. And Mark Holacek, the tying run, has made it 3-3. Let's take a look at our Honda game summary. 6 hits for Idaho. They have 6 of the game's 8 hits. But you see that they gave up all 3 of those runs in the top of the 4th to Oregon without an Oregon hit. 2 Oregon hits total. And here's Oregon in the 5th, and here's a base hit. Spencer Shortis, who began the rally in the 4th with a walk, leads it off with a base hit.
Well, there you go. Answer back. Both these teams have done a good job. The other team has scored in the inning before. They get another runner on base, try to put pressure on the defense.
And Cameron Van Kempen coming back into the game. Well, you can find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram at the official handles at Little League. You can follow the action and join the conversation. Hashtag LLWS. Thomas Van Bischler is going to be the special pinch runner for Shortis at first base. So that was the reason for the change. Ground ball back to the mound. Bell throws to the shortstop. They do get the out at first. Jason Ross. A good throw from the pitcher Bell to get the lead runner. Ross just kind of grazed that right foot across the bag. Almost turned 2.
Out of the box, please.
Yep. See, good angle right here. Feels the ball cleanly. On the move. Kicked dirt on the base.
Well, the umpires, Aaron Schreier, David Lewis, talking here. Now the Oregon manager, Travis Price, has come out. And he may be wanting to appeal what we just discussed. Did he touch second base? And that's going to be the case. So the call on the field was an out. So there has to be enough video evidence to overturn the call, or it should be confirmed or stand.
And remember, there was a time, especially at the major league level, where you just had to be in the area.
Yeah,
you were going to
the
get
neighborhood play.
Right. Nowadays, things have changed a little bit.
Well, for me, there's not enough to overturn the call. If the call had been that he missed the bag, I don't think you could overturn that either. But I'm not seeing indisputable video evidence to overturn the call. Are you, David? Let's see from this angle.
Yeah, I agree. It's the angle that we're getting now. The first base coach sees a different angle. And he had a clearer view of how close that foot came to the bag, but I don't know.
He might not have. Maybe he did get a spike on the base grazing by, but I don't think we've seen enough to change the call on the field. But if I'm wrong, it wouldn't be the first time since we've been in San Bernardino. Here's the decision.
Here comes the dramatic walk.
He's safe.
Wow. So they saw enough to overturn the call. And it really changes the complexion of the inning. Instead of a runner at first and 1 out, it's 2 on, nobody out for Oregon in a 3-3 game in the 5th. That is a big decision right there. So it scored a fielder's choice. Van Kampen, and now it's 2 on, nobody out. And Sullivan Puckett, the hitter. And you got Van Bischler back at first. Or back at second, I should say. Third base, Owen Mangini has a force out at third, and they get the out there. There's Jason Ross involved in another play, the shortstop for Idaho. And after it eluded Mangini, Ross was backing up, and they get the force out.
It shows how well coached this Idaho team is. That's the third time that a player has backed up a play.
Okay.
See right here, Mangini tries to scoop that ball. Tough play for him. But Ross doesn't give up on it. He's probably frustrated about the play before. He could have stayed around shortstop, kicked the ground, not paid attention, but instead he was focused on the play. He's a big-time team player. Backed up third base and made the play to keep the runner from getting to third.
Well, it was a close play at third, and it looks like we're having another video review of the play at third base. Again, the call is out, the force out. So back-to-back video reviews. There is replay, obviously, here at the regional level. There will be as well again in Williamsport. And the video review paid off for Oregon a few moments ago here in this inning. They call it second base, and now they think, well, why not? Let's appeal this. I think he's out.
Yep.
I think he's just flat. I think they can confirm.
Yep, I'm agree with you.
Now, you don't see the ball enter the glove because of the angle, but you can assume, well, or can you? I think you can pretty safely put the pieces together that the throw beat him there. I think if you put those different angles together. Now, I was wrong a few moments ago, so I can be wrong again, but to me, the call should at least stand.
Yep, I agree with you.
And out should be the call, but we'll see.
He's out.
So the call does stand, so they do get the first out of the inning. So 2 on, 1 out. There's Avery Lorman. Oregon 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position in the game, but scored their 3 runs in the 4th inning without a hit. Lorman singled to right in the 2nd inning. Right center field, a good break by Owen Field. Runner tags from second going to third and does so successfully and camping now at third base. Sports Center tonight after the Little League World Series with John Anderson, Bill Kareem. They'll Tell you how Aaron Rodgers is adjusting to that Packers' new offense. Plus, Holly Rowe and Maria Taylor get exclusive access with new Ohio State head coach Ryan Day. And after the Mets' ninth inning comeback last night, they look to make it 8 in a row with Noah Syndergaard on the mound. SportsCenter 11 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Jacob Hoda re-enters to bat for a second time. First and third, 2 outs. Favorite book, Dances with Wolves. Never read the book, but if it's as long as the movie, it took a while to finish that one.
That's right.
Slow roller to second. Lars Basler makes the toss to Kyle Johnson. Well, Oregon threatened, but they do not score in the 5th at the midpoint of inning 5. It remains tied 3-all.
Kevin Connors in studio letting you know Bowling Green, Kentucky is set to take on River Forest, Illinois, the Great Lakes Regional Championship game from Westfield, Indiana. Bowling Green Eastern looking to make it to Williamsport for the 3rd time in 5 years. That game will start on ESPN News at 5 o'clock unless we're finished in San Bernardino, Mark.
We'll see if that's the case, Kevin. Appreciate that. 4 more tickets to punch, including this one between Oregon and Idaho, and the one Kevin was mentioning, Kentucky, Illinois, coming up after us. Then we go to the Mid-Atlantic for Jersey and New York, and then back here to San Bern, Hawaii, Arizona, to finish things out on this championship Saturday for Little League Baseball. Getting everything set for Williamsport in the Little League World Series. I'm Mark Neely, along with former Ole Miss outfielder David DeLucci. I had to drop that in there. All SEC. All-American as well.
Yeah, appreciate that. It's going way back in the day.
Yeah, I thought I'd go up in the way back machine with you. All right, tied up, 3-all. Hold half of the 5th. Strike 1. Poured in by Gavin Price on Lars Basler as the 2, 3, and 4 part of the order are up for Idaho.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Hit well to left field. Aiden Sale. It drops. Skips past him. He cuts it off in the corner, but not before Basler takes a turn and is on with a leadoff double for Momjoli.
Basler showing some serious oppo pop right here. Fastball up in the strike zone. You see that bat path short into the ball. I think that surprised Sale in left field. He took 1 step up. Then he realized the ball was hit hard. Couldn't get back on it in time.
It'll just get out of play. Sale playing left field for Sprague Little League. Sprague Little League's trying to send a team to Williamsport for the first time. Coeur d'Alene Little League trying to go for the 2nd straight year, though the names and faces have changed. Different players, different coaches from last year's edition that went to Williamsport. Whacked foul. Mom Tori, Dad Dan.
There's a lot of nervous energy in the stands, especially today. Championship game for both of these teams. You can always tell
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Whose child is at the plate because the parents are up and they're jittery. They're moving around.
Deep short. Andrew Moon backhands, fires, close, safe. Ostrowski beats out an infield hit. It also allows Basler to move to 3rd. It's 1st and 3rd. Nobody out for Idaho.
Another good hustle play. Ustrowski running down the first base line as hard as he can. Hits the front part of the first base bag right there.
Replay shows good call by first base umpire David Lewis, 14-year Little League volunteer. Well, we're in the bottom of the 5th. This is a 6-inning game. Bunt put down by Miller. Looking around, no play. Price came up with it, took a peek around, made sure that the lead runner didn't try to score, but the bases are loaded. So if Idaho were to score here, Oregon would have to answer in the 6th or this game would end.
Another successful bunt. Outstanding job of getting the barrel in front of home plate, not trying to punch at the ball. He lets the ball come to the bat. And Idaho is playing small ball right now.
Ball.
Looked like Price looked to first last, but there was nobody covering. Kyle Johnson singled and scored in the 2nd. A chance to give Idaho back the lead here late in the game, last of the 5th.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Little sisters taking the time to get the sign all set up. Sister Courtney. Foul ball to first.
He's got 3 to waste. Kyle, don't give in.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Play.
Was up after the high fastball. A big strikeout for Gavin Price in Oregon for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, this is a huge strikeout. Big Country was 2 for 3 yesterday, coming in with a hot bat, but the elevated fastball with gasoline on it. Country's not able to catch up to it.
3rd strikeout here in relief for Gavin Price. Tyler Voorhees swings and strokes that foul down the right field side.
No balls, 1 strike. Play.
Strike 2 from Price.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Voorhees enjoys watching the Zags. Mark Few's team.
Ball.
Voorhees' mom, Jennifer. Put in play, runner coming home. The throw goes to second, and Henry Moon to his brother Andrew, and they get an out there, but Idaho reclaims the lead as Lars Basler crosses the plate, and it's 4-3 Idaho in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, another example. If you put the ball in play, good things will happen.
Now 2 outs for Owen Mangini. Well, we got some pickle. He's trying to draw the attention of the pitcher. The Price not buying it. The runner from first, Voorhees, took off and just stopped midway to second, put his hands in the air, waved them, and was trying to get the runner from third to score if they would start the rundown on the right side. So take a look back at it. He's like, hey, I'm right here. I'm off the base. Come try to tag me.
Looked like a wide receiver that's open downfield trying to get the quarterback's attention. And you get to a point, I mean, your job on that is to induce the throw, but there's a point when you realize that they're not falling for it and you just got to take the bag.
Strikeout for Price. He gets Mangini, but Idaho reclaims the lead. Last chance for Oregon. Will go to the 6th with the trip to Williamsport on the line. 4-3 Idaho on top. Oregon bats top of the 6th. They'll have the top of the order coming up, but have to score at least 1 to extend the game. So Idaho's 3 defensive outs from joining this list of those that have punched their tickets to Williamsport. 4 to go. 4 have been punched. Oregon and Idaho here in the Northwest Region Championship game. Riley Wilson leads off. Again, it's the top of the order for Oregon. Down 1. First pitch swinging. Mangini was in on the grass. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, last year the Northwest Region was won by Coeur d'Alene Little League. It's a new coaching staff. It's a new team. 13 different 12-year-olds playing on this team compared to last year. The Coeur d'Alene Little League itself is trying to repeat as Northwest Region champions, make it back-to-back years in Williamsport. And would become the 3rd team ever for Idaho to go to the Little League World Series. Right center field towards the alley. It's down. Henry Moon representing the tying run is at second for Oregon with 1 out. Moon shot puts the tying run in scoring position.
This ball's crushed. Henry Moon gets every fiber in his body behind this swing. Nice job by the right fielder, Owen Field, to cut that ball off, to be able to keep Moon at second base.
So Henry is on. Henry Moon, now his twin brother Andrew Moon. Zach Bell, the pitcher for Idaho, had thrown 15 consecutive strikes prior to that first pitch ball here to Andrew Moon. Back to finding the strike zone, swing and a miss.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Some drama here in the Northwest Region. Nice block by Ustrowski, keeping that potential tying run at second.
Ball.
Little bit high, 3 balls and a strike.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Nail-biting time at San Bernardino.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
3-2 pitch to Andrew Moon. Slow roller. A fumble, a throw. They still get the out. The runner does advance. Andrew Moon grounds out, but Henry Moon, the tying run, advances to third. But Oregon down to their final out.
Don't panic. Don't panic. You missed.
And they fell asleep. Time wasn't called. And Henry Moon just came home and tied the game. And this is going to bring an argument from Robin Franklin, the Idaho manager. Idaho's standing around like, hey, what happened? How did he come home to score? Was time not called? And the umpires are saying, no, time was not called. And Henry Moon, heads up, came in to score. And a steal of home. So let's go back to the entire play. Bell doesn't panic, gets the out at first. Henry Moon goes to third. So there's been no time called at this point. Even a little fake throw by Bell, and then the catcher walked away, Ustrowski, and Henry Moon came home. And we're tied up. You don't see that every day.
No.
So the pitcher was on the mound. The ball was never dead. There was no time called. And Ostrowski did not call for time when he walked away from the plate, the catcher. Idaho was going to be one out. They were one out away from going to Williamsport. Now we're tied. Now they're just trying to get it to the bottom of the inning tied. And a high drive to right, hit by Price. And coming in and trying to make the catch. Field can't. And Price chugging to second to throw there. Safe. Well, the wind may have knocked this fly ball down, but Field overran it, and then when he tried to come back, fell down and tried to catch it while on the ground.
Yep, you're right. And Price has showed us in the meeting before with these two teams, he hit 2 doubles the opposite way. One was a ground rule double. This ball is smoked, and the wind does bring it back. The wind is blowing in from right field. Owen Field could not haul that ball in cleanly. And Gavin Price was running hard the whole way, and he's able to make it. Kind of surprised that the throw got up on him. That was a very strong throw. Late slide, takes the base out.
Well, this call at second base has been appealed. As you see, we got a pretty brisk wind blowing from right center field towards the left field foul line.
Where is he?
So here's the decision on the appeal. And I think what happened here, you mentioned it, David, that the base came loose. Price got the foot in first before the tag, and he knocked the base loose. And I think at that point when the base comes loose, basically your play's dead.
Yep, I agree. Totally agree.
Okay, there was not an official request for a video replay challenge. He apparently just asked plate umpire Andrew Schoenlein to converse with the other umpires to discuss the call. He did not use the challenge.
Ball.
So now Oregon has the go-ahead run at second with 2 outs. Another element of this is obstruction, as Price ran into the first baseman Kyle Johnson, and the first base umpire David Lewis immediately called obstruction. So Price was going to be awarded second base regardless because of obstruction called by the first base umpire David Lewis.
And that's a heads-up base running play. I mean, that's, you talk about both these teams being so well coached. You're coached as a base runner. If the fielder is in your way, try to make contact to get that interference and a free bag. There's nothing malicious by Price, but he wanted that umpire to see that there was a player in his way. Kyle Johnson was obstructing him on a clean path to second base.
3-2 to Spencer Shortis, ran inside. It's ball 4. Well, this has been an unusual top of the 6th. David, it looked like we were a few moments away from perhaps punching a ticket to Williamsport for Idaho, and now here's Oregon with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, bizarre. I mean, the catcher vacated home plate, base runner at third base, slipped in there.
Off the glove of the pitcher, Bell. Basler throws it, it gets loose. Here comes the go-ahead run. Now a run-down throw to second. Out there, another run coming home, but the third out has been made at second base. There's a lot of confusion going on, but the go-ahead run has scored. The out was called at second, but Oregon does have the lead. There was some confusion there on the field. Players and coaches looking around. All the umpires are going to converse here. But Gavin Price was able to score the go-ahead run before the third out was made at second base. That was the call that ended the inning. And now Oregon's going to want to challenge the call at second base.
Wow.
Yeah, lots going on here in San Bernardino. Trying to punch a ticket.
That was a merry-go-round.
Well, the question here is, if the call at second is overturned from out to safe, the play did continue from that point. The defense for Idaho continued the play, and you had a potential second runner to score. So here's the play that's being challenged. Did he get the tag on him before he got to the base? Jason Ross, the shortstop, trying to tag Price. You'll see the umpire in the background call out. But Ross is already looking at the next play and throws home. So if this is a tag and an out, the inning will end here with Oregon up 5-4. Wow, what's happened here in the last 10 or 15 minutes?
Chaos.
Chaos is the best word to describe it.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
And it's not like there's nothing on the line here. This is a trip to Williamsport in the Little League World Series. So here's the ruling on the video challenge.
Out at second, no run.
Well, the no run part, the second part, must be for the second run that came in, because there's definitely the go-ahead run that scored for Oregon to take the lead. So, hey, guess what? The top of the sixth is over. Now the bottom of the sixth coming up in Idaho, which was 1 out away from going to Williamsport, will have the 8, 9, and 1 batters coming up needing a run to extend the game. Before we go to break, take one last look at the madness that occurred on the most recent chaotic play. Here came the go-ahead run, then the out at second. Don't go anywhere. Oregon now 3 outs away from Williamsport. But I think it's likely, after what we saw in the top of the inning, was completely chaotic. Idaho 1 out away from going to Williamsport. And a heads-up base running play by Henry Moon to just run home from third with the tying run after the catcher had vacated the plate area. And they got another run in the inning, so they're up 5-4. And are 3 defensive outs from Oregon going to Williamsport. So now Idaho up with the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Zach Bell, the pitcher for Idaho, leading off, shortens the bunt and takes a strike. Oh, 2. Well, Oregon has scored 5 runs. 4 of the 5 runs have scored on either pass balls or errors. So they've gotten some help, Oregon has. Gavin Price strikes out Bell for the first out of the bottom of the 6th.
Good pitch right here by Price. Curveball, outside corner, starts it up high. You can see the grip out of his glove. Obviously, the batter can't see it. But that was a great angle to show what's going on in his glove, how he grabs that ball with the seams to get a tighter spin for a sharper break.
Owen Field, inside outside on the ground to Henry Moon, and now Oregon 1 out away from Williamsport. Top of the order, Jason Ross. Time requested and granted at home plate.
Hey, you be ready
Ross has been a very tough out, even though he's 0 for 3 today. Coming off a 4-hit game and has 6 hits in this tournament.
Ball.
And this, if you're defense, especially outfield, you have to be leery of the double. You got to play no doubles. No ball can go over your head. You're okay with giving up a base hit. But you do not want a base runner on second base and into scoring position.
Two balls, no strikes.
Oregon 1 out away from Williamsport. To first, right near the bag. That's a fair ball. No play, safe. Carson McNally, the first baseman, handcuffed by that ball right as he got to the line at the base. Hit him in fair territory, kicked back in foul, and Ross is on.
Yep, high chopper right here. And then it's short hopped McNally. The very last second of that play. He did a good job of keeping it in front of him. If that ball would have gotten by him, it would have been easy too.
That ball to right field. Sullivan Puckett there, and Oregon. Sprague Little League for the first time ever headed to Williamsport. And the 7th time in the Oregon State history to make it to the Little League World Series. What a crazy finish.
Absolutely crazy.
And heartbreaking for Coeur d'Alene Little League of Idaho, who were 1 out away from going back to Williamsport.
Credit Oregon. They took advantage of a lot of miscues on the Idaho team to continue their streak. And the dream is alive and well for Sprague, Oregon. The first time Sprague gets the opportunity to go to the Little League World Series. Congratulations, boys. Great job.
We'll send you to the Great Lakes Regional Championship, Kentucky and Illinois next with Clay Matvick on the call. But for David DeLucci and our entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. Congratulations, Oregon, headed to Williamsport.